Nice.
While scrubbing, I have to try and find the. Oh, who cares? It's stupid technical work.
But you can do that syncing.
I know.
But
Okay.
whatever.
Anyway,
Whatever.
Who's starting? Who's doing this?
All right.
This is the X, Y, and Z podcast. We're going in cold.
Do it.
We don't have to. We can just warm up as well. But at least I know where the recording is started.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Should we do that then? Hi, Harry.
Hi, everybody.
You okay?
Jesus.
Welcome to the X, Y, and Z podcast.
Is this warm up or the podcast?
Let's just go into it.
Oh, now we're just going in?
We're here with Miriam, repeat guest Miriam,
It's me.
Hey.
who you can see now on. I hope you're ready to be seen because we do this on
We didn't
YouTube.
even ask. Yeah, it's video time now.
Great. No, I don't know. It's not my best
You gotta
day. It's
hold
not
it
my
closer.
worst.
I'm Dean.
Hi there, everybody.
Jesus Christ.
This is
What
getting
it?
weird.
This feels like the BBC tea round or something.
We haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Wait. I'm doing the round.
Okay, do
here.
the round.
And we're here with Mr. Christian Breaker. How are you, Christian?
Hi. I'm doing well. Bring some energy in this bitch.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking hell.
And I am Harry Fucks, and we're going to tell you
Now
some
I got-
children's stories today.
I'm going to tell
Oh,
you
no.
why Brexit was a good idea.
Cool, we're back on the XYZ podcast after a
Are you
couple
excited?
of weeks.
Yeah, it's been how long? 2 weeks. We record episodes in advance.
Exactly,
but,
because
as you can tell,
we're professionals.
we're professionals. Harry's come back with a bit of a tan and blonder eyebrows.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right? Barcelona sounds been good for you.
When I had hair, this is what would happen. There would be blonde on top after.
Oh,
You're
really?
like a little surfer boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, with no girlfriends and
Yeah,
and skin cancer.
and nowhere to surf as well because it's England.
Weren't
But,
you
you know.
already surfing the internet by that time?
Since the beginning,
So sorry.
since the 60s, you know.
Yeah. It's been a couple of weeks. Dean's been to Amsterdam.
I've been to Amsterdam.
We both were.
Yeah, we
You
were
both
both in
were?
Amsterdam
Yeah.
visiting my mother. Shout out, Mom.
Hi, Colleen.
Is it? And so it's like your family conversion, Amsterdam. It's like a family gathering in
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
because we're all blonde, and that's where blonde people originate.
And you're also really tall.
Yeah, exactly. I felt average for the first time in my
I
life.
felt exotic.
It's like you were the tiny.
Minuscule.
Yeah. Did they wanted to give you money to put in a little circus?
Yeah.
It was like, look at the tiny person.
Step right
In the
up, ladies
box.
and gentlemen.
It's
the world's shortest Dutch person.
Something that wouldn't baffle me though is like if any nation would still have zoos for like exotic people, I think it would be the Dutch.
It would be the Dutch.
We just missed King's Day, so it's a good thing.
Is that the one with the blackface?
I think it's the blackface day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that Santa Claus?
King's Day, Santa Claus?
No, the Blackface Day is the Santa Claus thing because it's Zwarte Peter. It's the
Oh, you're up on it.
yeah.
Oh, you know why? It's because Switzerland have the exact same.
Yes.
Listen.
I know my racism.
You just remind me, you are the most functioning autistic person I know. That you have all that shit in your head. How do you where does it get stored? Is this what this situation?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is in my belly.
You keep your internet
There's a
backup.
dictionary of racism that they give out at birth.
That's
you know?
it. Getting taught as of second grade.
Yeah, that's cool.
As soon as you can write, you go
Yeah.
like S.
Actually-
No, it's no.
And then I had this little tour to Barcelona all week. We can get into that in a minute. And Christian, where were you while we were?
That was fucking Zurich. We burned a snowman whilst you guys were gone.
Oh, shit,
and
we missed-
did some. Zurich
Fuck.
did some racist shit around that, which was great.
Hold on, for the listeners, you can't just shoot over the burning of a snowman.
We did
Well,
explain this.
Yeah, we
Did
did have
you?
a whole episode.
we did
on
explain.
this.
Go back and
Go
look
back
at the
listen to
archives,
the episode
I
of
suppose.
Sexyleuten.
Nobody's listening anyway.
I mean, the 2 years I lived in Zurich, there was no Sachsilute. So I had no idea what the fuck was
Ah,
going
true.
on until I called my mother.
Yeah.
And she said,
Oh,
well,
you
they're
saw
going
it
to
for the
burn the
first time.
booger.
Yes.
The booger, exactly.
Yep.
I was just glad he wasn't black. That was really where I was at.
But
There
did you
was a
see?
black man inside of him. That was the problem.
Did you see the racist guild walking around?
The racist
Do they
guild.
have a sign? How would I have known?
They rocked up in brown face.
Oh, great. No, missed it.
that was fantastic.
Is that a
Wow.
regular occurrence?
Yep,
Or is
they do it
a-
every time, and every single time the newspapers go slightly more crazy about it. This year was the first time it was a proper outcry.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah.
Define Swiss outcry.
Swiss House Crystal.
But was it?
Just
Are
like
they the
Clark
ones
Clare.
with the camels as well?
It's the one with the camels. Yeah, they dress as Middle Eastern men, or their white interpretation of such a thing.
I did see them.
Yeah.
We have the cats
Are fighting
as well. They're also upset about the Arabian racism going on.
Yep.
Why do they dress like that anyway?
They claim it's
Biblical.
historic reasons and stuff. And
But we all did that as kids, technically. I was one of the three wise men. I've done
course,
blackface
were
in
you-
my life.
Don't imply any of this. I as a Jew, never, ever.
No,
I
but
think
you killed the savior, so
I think it's
Proudly.
You were there.
I ain't gotta pretend.
I think it's just to celebrate. There's some valley
God
in like,
murderers.
in like Ruti where there's that gene pool helps reduce the inbreeding.
Wait, what?
Basically, like probably there was some Swiss guy who went somewhere in the Middle East, brought back a harem, and that helped create diversity in Switzerland.
I would hope that happened, but I doubt it by just purely how still inbred this country is.
Yeah, no, they would be a lot prettier if
I
somebody
think
actually
so
did
too.
bring an Arabic
I feel
harem.
like I'm pretty. Maybe my grandparents did fuck around a little bit. I don't know.
But
You're gorgeous, dude. Don't worry.
before
Your
we
eyes
get,
aren't close together.
Before we get deep into it, I just want to. Can I just quickly say thank you to the people in Barcelona? Because
Yes.
they're not going to listen to this whole episode, so I want to get it up front. Because there's a bunch of people. It's such a cool comedy scene out there. I pinged a bunch of people on Instagram. I did 10 spots in like a week, and that's super cool. So shout out to Lewis, Andy Casper, Hannah Breaker, Harris.
That's my cousin.
No, I think I actually pronounced her surname wrong, so she actually. But yeah, like awesome scene. If any of the Swiss comedians are listening, like shout, I happily point you at the right people. Get out there. It's great.
But you specifically went to do comedy. You didn't go on a holiday as such. You actually wanted to go and check out how the other half of the comedy scene lives.
It was a bit of both. I needed a break from my kids, and
Fair enough.
And I don't do chill out holidays very well anymore. Like I need shit to do. Like I don't relax by staring at
Books.
yeah or whatever. Like
The attention span has completely evaporated.
clouds flying. But no, I just need a mission. I used to go climbing. I used to go to climbing gyms every time I was on holiday. Now it's comedy shows.
So you're climbing the mountain of funny every single.
Technically,
Yeah.
that's great,
Yeah.
dude.
That's awesome.
What's the audience like in Barcelona? Actually, is there any?
Similar to Zurich in a way. There,
Nobody laughs. What?
no expats. Most of the English-speaking crowds is like minority Spanish audience, like 30-40%. Had one weird show, which was funny for me because I came with I've been trying to do cleaner material in Zurich, but mostly I had to resort to older, dirtier material. I had this one show where dirty.
So dirty.
Was so dirty.
Dirty Barcelona.
And half the crowd was strippers. There was a table where it's like,
Oh, that's fantastic.
it's like,
It is
and it was
fantastic.
men and women that were strippers, and they were just like, and to most of my jokes, they're like, yeah,
Really?
what?
Yeah, they were just looking at it like it's a catalog of things that they've done.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It
just
was.
like-
You're just stating facts out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fisting, am I right?
I thought we came to a comedy show, not a TEDx
No.
talk.
What's the deal with penis enlargement?
But they're definitely less judgmental, more willing to laugh. Yeah, it was cool. It was really nice crowds. They have some great venues. Like there's a place they've started up, the Comedy Clubhouse, which is like in some building that they're gradually converting into a proper bar. But the comedy room is great. It's in a cellar, walls
It's always
are
in a
black.
cellar.
And then there's some other like the Mint Bar was great. That I put a picture on Instagram of this giant moth in the background. It's like, and then the rest is kind of like bars and restaurants.
That's great, man.
That's cool. I highly recommend
Back
it.
to the rock climb.
After all this wholesome shit, what sucked?
Yeah. Tell us what you didn't like, because it's loaded.
Are
up
you
in there.
allowed back? Is
Yeah.
How many women are pregnant?
None that I'm aware of.
How many men have less dignity now?
No, I behaved myself and it was a chance for me to start a new leaf of of having it.
It's way too positive.
No, I think what was annoying, I guess, there's a couple of places like the sound. They need some sound engineers in their comedy scene, because there's a few places like there's one room where as you get loud, you get this weird reverb where the audience can hear you, but you can't hear yourself.
Oh,
so
this is fantastic.
And then there's another where the mic just kept dropping out. And then the host, there were two mics. The host kept handing the broken mic to every new person that got on stage.
Nice.
It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
I'm surprised. I thought they'd be using like coconuts for projection. Cut in half.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Shells.
You would think comedy is such an easy thing to produce. Like on paper, it doesn't need much.
No, but it's comedians organizing these things. They can't organize their own lives.
Fuck me. It like the amount of devastating venues that I have seen where it's just like, no, just put in an amp. Like seriously.
It's not that hard.
All it needs is just maybe a microphone that works.
There's buskers out there on the side of the street with no money doing far better.
Yeah.
The worst gig I ever had was in Paris, and the organizer also, the mic broke halfway through. You just had to shout at everyone.
Yeah.
That guy landed up in the new Wes Anderson movie. I was like, how the fuck does this happen? But hold up, talking about rock climbing incidents. Are you talking about that? No.
Oh yeah, sure. No.
Somebody had one recently.
Oh, it's super funny. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Really? You start dating a climber and then you're like, wow, it's fun. It's like a math problem with your body. I'm going to get into it. Got really into it. Got COVID. Sat around for 6-7 days and then went to the rock gym and just felt funny. Like felt like fucked it all up.
For the viewers, there's a giant scar right now.
Yeah, there's two. What are you talking about?
Are these operations?
Yeah, no, I was in the US. I wasn't planning on staying 6 months. And of course, the United States medical system is just fantastic, but weirdly cheaper than here. And so this happened and I had to get a surgery and also not live in New York, because what do you got to do in New York? Fucking walk. So I moved in with my mother's for the first time since I was 15.
But wait,
to convalesce.
How did you fall to fuck up your knee?
All right, it's bouldering.
Yeah.
It's not too tall, but you're.
But for you, it's
yeah. To be fair,
there's no
Miriam's
security. There's just a mat.
Exactly.
But the mat is usually quite comfy to drop on.
And you're supposed to fall on your butt or and bend your knees. I instead fell gracefully upon my one foot, my entire weight above it, and instead of the knee going, it went
forward
side
and
to
bending.
Side.
It went side to side knee.
Yeah.
Great.
It was a new feature.
So you have now 4 dimensions in your knee. That's fantastic.
Supposedly the
like
ACL looks like it exploded in my knee. That's what the
doctor
surgeon
said.
told me after I told him not to show me the pictures.
These are words that you don't want from a doctor.
Exploded.
At any moment. Exploded or looks horrifying or jam or something like that.
Or the worst one, melanin. Melanin. What's the word? Benign. No, that's
benign
the good one.
melanoma.
I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Does Grey's Anatomy have the same thing like House MD has with when everything is just lupus eventually?
What's lupus?
Lupus. I think it's some autoimmune disease.
It is an autoimmune disease.
Oh yeah.
In House MD, every single time it's just like lupus.
Oh, there's another series called Lupin, I think.
I like this.
That
is the weirdest reason to abandon a series like House. Like you're just not getting enough new illnesses on the show.
Yeah, they could start inventing them,
But yeah, bouldering is fun. It's actually, I don't know, because it seems like the safer variant than climbing with ropes. But actually, I've heard of so many fucked up injuries from bouldering.
All these kids, they come in, they've climbed their whole life, they fall beautifully, and I picked it up at 30. And fell really poorly. I think it's fine as long as you fall on your butt, but bouldering is really fun, and I intend to go back to it.
You didn't fuck up your hands or anything like that yet?
No. Well, I mean, for a while I had some like
Scar tissue.
really sexy.
Oh no, you get the tough skin.
Climbing hands are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
For what, Christian? Tell us for what, huh?
They look horrible.
This is why I don't wear underwear.
No, you got it like
a scaly
This
thick
is
by
callous, yeah. It's
you just need a special lube. That's all you
Fair
need.
enough.
What's the lube called?
Use the-
Baby powder.
The thick grease.
I'm gonna go immediately bankrupt because I go to Aesop or something. It's just like I also want something that smells nice.
No.
But yeah, so you did some comedy in Amsterdam too.
I did. Shout out to the Amsterdam crew. None of them even know about the podcast at all.
So you did no marketing.
I was trying to keep my reputation intact. Okay. I had one of the most awkward shows of my life that actually went really well.
I love that show.
Yeah. So yeah, Miriam was there. It was in the cellar.
It was a bunker.
It was a bunker type
Nice.
thing. There was some kids in the corner, locked behind a gate. No, my mom came to the show, so the whole family was there. My mom.
Wait,
my
is this the
sister.
first time she's seen you as a?
It was the first time my mom had ever really seen a show of mine live in the flesh, right? And it was one of those shows where it was mostly just comedians. So they all thanked me for bringing the audience pretty much.
Oh, they all owed you one. That's great.
So, but the whole show became about, my mom, essentially.
Immediately.
Wait, that's a little
Yeah.
bit like this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
She's the source of a
the
lot
theme
of
of my life.
material.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. So that happened.
You killed it.
Yeah, it was fun though. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Because I'm pretty used to everyone taking a turn on my mom. So
Sometimes two at a time.
usually only one stay. Harry, stop it.
Okay.
Fantasizing. But then we also went through the red light district. And then my mom bought me a blowjob for my birthday, so that was great. That's not true. That's reused material.
But for half a second there, I was actually, is this really
Even more than this, I was like, he's quite an open-minded guy. I was like, is this a thing now? Is this like sex work positivity or whatever you want to call it? Just like, no.
Support your local sex workers.
But also, it says the level of respect we have for your mum that she might actually have done that for you.
You mean fear, Harry?
Yeah.
Fear.
No, I use the word respectfully.
No, but let's play this through though. Like, imagine this would have happened. Like, what is your reaction? You get a voucher at the
What's the discussion?
at the
Like,
Cherries
the BJ
Inn.
voucher.
The BJ voucher.
No,
The
your mom's like,
BJV.
which one would you like today?
No, it's more like you're at a restaurant and then they bring over a cake.
It's a red envelope, like it's Chinese New Year's or something.
No.
No.
You get it's like a stripper, but with benefits. That's the,
They bring them to the table.
yeah.
No, I imagine it's more of like a quick choose menu at a Chinese restaurant. You just say the number and not what's on the menu. I'll have number 42.
Yeah, it really depends on the pricing you get.
Which is like a full pipe clean and a blowjob, It's a car wash system, which they do here anyway, which is crazy. Anyway,
Oh,
we had a
man.
good fun time at the red light district, actually.
What? Go ahead.
So Duncan,
He listens.
I won't throw him under the bus.
He listens.
You've already thrown him under
No,
the bus
this is
by
done.
saying
Go
that.
on.
Oh no.
Don't do it. No, don't do it.
No, this is now getting silly. I mean, this is being recorded and shit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, so we're just warming it up a bit more without destroying his entire reputation and relationship with my sister. My sister's boyfriend, we kind of just dragged him through the red light district.
He wasn't very happy about it.
He wasn't very happy with it. Actually, he didn't want to go. It was our idea entirely, Sherry. But we gave him a night off from my sister and showed him some nips.
Okay.
Great titties there.
Anyway,
Did he warm up to the idea?
no, actually he didn't. He's a
He cooled down.
he's a decent man who left early.
Fair enough.
At least that's the story I'll tell on the podcast.
Okay, Jesus.
Who finished quickly. Is what you
It is
He got
quite
in and out.
when you see it for the first time, like in Amsterdam, it's so out there. Like there is a red light district here in Switzerland, in most cities,
Yeah.
but it's not as out there and in your face as it is in Amsterdam.
I think it's more about area.
That could also
Yeah.
it. And also, I have to disclose that when I was there, I was high as a kite. So,
As they do.
so I was playing football all day and watching the last game. It was like a tournament situation. Watching the last game, smoking spliffs right after the game, not eating anything, going for dinner, and then walking through the red light district. Absolutely out of my mind. So it was even more impressive, I guess.
I think it's just that shopping window experience. Like you're shopping for a hoe is just weird. That's just like, what the fuck? like compared to Zurich, because you walk down Langstrasse, it is in your face. Like you've got women suggesting. It's not like.
Well, we have our own red light areas.
Yeah.
With actual red light windows.
No, but true.
Do we have red light windows?
Yeah.
Where?
The red lit windows, yes, but not like
But
that.
like, there's not a woman standing behind it in a packaged kind of.
There is, yeah.
Oh,
There's window displays in Zurich as well.
Would never have given Zurich the.
At least I've heard.
Credit?
I've heard from friends.
There used to be one. But I thought they'd gone now. There used to be one of the streets off Langstrasse where they'd sit in the window. But
Yeah, there's a bunch around there. You guys should go check it out sometime.
But I hear there's a comedy club there.
but nowadays, like in the age of the internet, I feel like apps should have cleared that up. It's like the Tinder for hoes is sex workers.
I wonder if that isn't a great idea actually for more kind of efficiency, protection, safety.
No,
create
but
an app for.
but then some fucking Silicon Valley douchebag is going to take advantage of it. He's going to charge him 15% on the transactions. It's going to be a nightmare.
And blackmail all the customers.
Blackmail all the customers.
Isn't I guess you're describing a pimp right now.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was this website called where people could do hookups?
Addison.
Ashley Madison?
Or something like that.
Ashley Madison?
For people who were married.
Wasn't there a blackmailing situation?
There was.
They
got
data leaked
leaked.
it.
Yeah, they got.
They leaked.
They leaked it.
No, it got hacked. I think.
My email was also distributed in the hack.
Did you get?
I honestly signed up just to check it out.
Really?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Unsurprising.
Now they're like a married woman with an affair.
To me, this is just a story. It is kind of, it's one of those internet stories, and it's long ago now that I'm expecting a Netflix documentary about it eventually. You know, it's just.
No, but they pump those up pretty quick. Next thing will be the Johnny Depp Amber Heard Netflix documentary that'll come out.
Oh fuck!
Oh my goodness!
There's obviously quite a scandal, clickbait. Everyone, hashtag Johnny Depp, hashtag Amber Heard. Harry, what's your opinion? Because I know
I'm
this
so
is
scared about this answer.
No, up your alleyway.
I think Johnny Depp's been massively abused by this woman, and now the story's finally coming out. I mean, the audio tapes of their discussions got leaked onto the internet about 2 years ago, and you hear that, and it's just clear what's going on. And I mean, you've got so many things like Doug Stanhope wrote this letter in support of Johnny Depp because him and Johnny Depp are big friends, and all his ex-wives testified or said things like there was never once a sign of like physical abuse. I mean, he's a self-destructive dude. He's like drugs and alcohol, but he's also a chill dude. And I think, he found himself a woman that was a little bit too good in bed, maybe, or whatever things she was, and then she took over his life for a while. But the funny thing is, to me, whatever the take is, the funny thing is now is their court case has become clickbait. And I guarantee you this is a new way for celebs to handle their shit.
Do it live in court.
Because
sex tapes doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, the clips of their court case have gone like everything. TikTok.
Next up is the Khloe Kim, the Kim Kardashian and Kanye court case, probably.
Oh, court
Pete
case
Davidson on the witness stand.
That's fine. Oh shit!
Exactly. It'll have its own soundtrack.
I'll pay to see that. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Imagine that. You can book seats.
But you know what?
Kanye's entrance in a boxing thing.
But you know what? You know what Johnny Depp did brilliantly in the court case is he started to make it funny, like just a little bit.
He's a charming motherfucker.
Like that bit that the lawyer said, what was it?
I don't follow that shit
Did
at
I
all.
read that correctly?
Did I read that correctly?
Yeah.
And then Johnny Depp starts trolling in on this. Like he's saying, yes, you read that correctly. And he repeats it again. He said, and then at one point he gets asked a question and said, could you read that again? Like,
What the God?
But it was funny as fuck. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, this is the American judicial system. If you could just charm the jury, you can get away with murder. This is
OJ.
what you should have done.
Oh,
I know.
OJ did.
OJ, did OJ do that?
OJ did do that.
Damn OJ, charming.
And
asshole.
Theranos, the Theranos conviction is going to be very interesting in September.
Oh yeah, no. So has she not
what's
been
it?
convicted? We're waiting for sentencing.
She has been convicted but not sentenced yet. Sorry.
Yeah, let's see what a white woman gets.
She's getting fuck all. I'm 100% sure.
I know.
She's going to be that chick that's just walking around. It's like, 2 years house arrest, and then it's kind of like suspended after 6 months.
Update me on
Probably.
who this Theranos is.
Okay, so she's the lady that basically killed thousands of people in Arizona single-handedly.
She's the creepy lady who doesn't blink and talked us down like this. She's the one who started a startup about blood. You don't
That's
know anything
exactly
about this?
well done on the voice, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
impressive.
I've been
I
busy
was
clicking
scared.
on Johnny Depp.
I'm sure you've run into it. It was the one she created the startup, got all the idiots with a lot of money to invest in it.
Henry Kissinger
Yeah,
invested.
Henry fucking Kissinger.
Beautiful. And now, just because we're talking about these type of shows now, on Disney Plus, there is now a TV show about that
Oh, really?
case, and it's called The Dropout.
Oh.
And the drop is a stylized blood drop, which gorgeous. And it is one of the best hours of television that I've had in a couple of months now.
Am I confusing her with she pretended to be royalty?
No,
that's Anna.
No,
something
similar type of
Delvey.
person though. But
All right.
but
Thanks for the education. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys.
Just
Appreciate it.
We all learned something today.
Well,
Did
that's
they,
something.
have they released that Jimmy Savile documentary
They
yet?
did.
Dude, is that
They did.
I
That
haven't
was
watched
That's
that was
horrifying.
a horrifying situation.
It's horrifying.
Honestly.
Did they get into the
Everything.
necrophilia? Did they get
They
into
did
that?
not get
Wait,
into the
what?
necrophilia thing. No.
They held off on necrophilia.
Did he also fuck a
I
pig?
mean, we all should.
He was apparent like
Dude,
okay
they went into fucking child abuse. I mean, how much worse do you have to go?
because
This is
Looking at his
Netflix.
fucking face is abuse.
but the thing is like all the stuff dropped about child abuse and so on is so fucked up, especially when you grow up. I grew up with this guy. He was on TV all the fucking time.
Jim fixed it.
And on top of the pops and all these, you'd be like grabbing some girl while the camera's on her. And then, but the crazy shit is just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it turned out he had the keys to a prison and the keys. So he was going abusing prisoners, not just
that's in
men.
the documentary.
And then the other thing is he had access to a morgue. And there's rumors that he was fucking dead bodies.
Why does he have access to a morgue though?
Because he gave them money.
So yeah, he was known to be very big in charity and donating, and so he got a lot of access to young teenage women who were dealing with psychological
health
issues
issues.
and having broken the law. Yeah, no, he would just take them to his crash pad.
Crime doesn't pay. I guess.
Which was, at some point, his crash pad was literally an Airstream that he would pull up with in front of the fucking prison. Yes.
No.
It couldn't get creepier. It's fascinating. And when you told me this before, that he would actually touch women on camera whilst it's kind of like, not even a late night show. It was one of those revered shows. And I always thought, come on, that's
Impossible.
just figure of speech. Like that didn't happen. They are showing that fucking scene in the documentary, and you can clearly see the woman is in distress.
I know, dude.
And he's completely taking advantage of the situation. It's just like,
And
everyone knew.
And the whole thing where you have kids sitting on his knee while he sat in that chair.
Oh,
with Jimmy.
fuck me.
But did they also cover Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols?
They did cover the other guy who did.
Gary Glitter.
Gary
Yeah,
Glitter. They
he
would
was-
abuse together. That was Gary Glitter, who continued. He absconded and went to Thailand and got arrested and then came back and he never stopped.
No,
never stopped.
Never stopped.
No, but the cool thing, Johnny Rotten of the Sex
cool
Pistols.
Who's Johnny?
the cool part of the story.
So John Lydon, he's still. I think he's still alive.
Is he the bass player, the guitar player?
No, he was the lead singer with the orange hair.
Oh, okay.
It's his voice that you know of the Sex Pistols. He's got that crazy voice. So he was interviewed on the BBC like when he was like early 20s. And he starts talking about Jimmy Savile. He said, we all know Jimmy Savile's a massive pedophile. And that killed from then on, the Sex Pistols were never invited on TV again. And you can find the clip on YouTube.
You're shitting me.
He was telling the world about this in the early 80s, I think.
Really, dude?
And
yeah, so he had another good 20 years in him after that.
And he told it with this energy of like, well, we all know you're a bunch of evil cunts, and you're and he was like he was saying the shit, and they're like, I don't think you should be saying that. I said, what, like what you want?
The Sex Pistols, after all.
Where I got to say, it's like this guy that was everyone hated the Sex Pistols, like they represent anarchy and blah blah blah. The one guy who had the balls to stand up and do something, and what a cool dude.
Yeah,
agreed.
Cool and normal. It's like
the fucking insane guy.
Yeah, the guy from the Sex Pistols is the one calling out the pedophile.
Exactly.
normal.
That was
shit.
England. Yeah.
Interesting times. So who in our scene is the pedophile
Fuck me.
that we should be calling out? Just kidding. Shout out to Benjamin.
Such
Just a joke.
I will say I'll blur the details because this guy's vanished. He's gone off the scene. But there was one particular comedian who was showing up occasionally to shows, not anyone we know closely, who I'd heard stories from ladies that had been on dates with him on Instagram. And it wasn't that he was it wasn't that his sex abuse, it was just massively toxic behavior. And I got a very weird... I'll give you one clue. He had a tendency to rock up at shows and try and alpha male stare all the other comedians. So if you remember that person, yeah.
I can think of a couple of them.
I was like, can you really limit that down to one?
No, but
because everyone else is just such a
just beta real
nice
hard.
beta bro.
I mean, but the thing is like we're all fucked up idiots, but also I think pretty much all of us, we have like some sense of self-awareness. Like you can't do comedy without self-awareness, and this guy...
How is this comedy?
I've seen it both ways, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. But anyway, this guy, I mean, it's like someone you get a weird vibe off. And but luckily he's moved on to, I think, to another country. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, cool and
but
normal.
nowhere near like Jimmy Savile level creepiness. That's hard to...
This is your Sex Pistols moment. You know?
I'm waiting for that moment when a situation like this would drop on SRF, you know, like SRF has been hiding a serial predator.
Yeah,
then I get to boycott the stupid tax. No, if
agreed.
no.
We have to pay a radio tax here in Switzerland every year just for the fact that we have access to the internet.
But I tell you,
and television.
Let me throw in so this almost got cancelled like a few years back. But actually, I think for Switzerland, you don't want it cancelled because that money funds the left-wing media. And that because if you lose that, it's going to become a right tabloid country. Because it was actually the SVP that were pushing to have this cancelled because it's going to kill SRF completely, basically.
I think this might be the first time that I agree
know,
with
I'm so annoyed.
you got
Fine, take my money.
you got pilled on the TV tax.
Yep.
Jesus.
It's not
I
cool.
can't understand any of it anyway.
We don't. Yeah, I don't watch any Swiss TV. None.
It's not.
Except for the
It's not
SVP
watchable.
ads. Those are my favorite.
I think the thing that annoys me about the SRF is that they haven't yet fully embraced like all the internet platforms. They're like
That's the bit that annoys you.
Wow.
I was about going for original programming. Like,
yeah, that's that. But that would solve itself if they actually cared about making watchable content,
quality content.
YouTube, because you get the feedback.
That's like the paradox right there.
Yeah.
Is there a Swiss Survivor yet? This is my new pitch.
Yeah, it's called Living in Valle.
Years ago,
We strand a bunch of people from Uster on an island in Zug.
there was a movie called The Missen Massacre, like that was called. Do you know this movie?
I remember.
And it was about
dog shit.
It was a movie that combined Survivor with Miss Switzerland. So they get on an island, and it's supposed to be Survivor, but then one of them is killing the other misses. And they had money they had good camera work, good location, half decent actors, and the shittest script I think I've ever heard. It's like all you needed was one person to write some real fucking jokes. This would actually have been a brilliant send up of Swiss culture and whatever.
Oh man!
But instead, it was just like
It'll
these
never happen.
knock jokes. Almost.
The only good movie that ever came out of Switzerland, I think, is it's a movie about the Swiss embassy in Cuba representing American interests, and it's very slapsticky. It's fantastic.
That's
because
a cool premise.
It's a great premise because Switzerland does this in a number of places. We do it in Tehran, representing American interests in Iran.
What does representing American interests mean?
I want to know what it means.
It is
Capitalism.
it's CIA things, right? So they basically have a Swiss cross safe house. That's
pretty much what it is. Yeah, they just send them a bill for all the oil.
Whenever the US say, "Oh, we hate you, cunts," they basically ask the Swiss embassy, like, "Is it okay if our lads can hang out?" It's like that's literally what it is.
Jesus.
But they did this with a bunch of comedians. Actually, they were in the lead roles, and they filmed a very large part of it in Cuba on site. It was just about.
What's this movie called?
It's called. It has a German name. Ernstfall in Havana.
Serious case
in Havana.
Okay.
And
I heard telenovela for some reason.
It's just so funny because it's exactly how every Swiss citizen expects our government to behave. Completely and fucking incompetent.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's just the Americans rock up and it's like, wait, you're a country? Like,
yeah, but I think that's the thing.
It has all the tropes. There's literally a line. If I remember this correctly, there's a line in there where one of the Americans goes like, "So when are you guys calling Stockholm?" It's like every single trope. Yeah. It's just man.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna love it. Yeah,
it's great.
I'll look it up.
But I think actually it's the thing that Switzerland actually does well. They make incompetence their brand globally. It's like because you can't. If
on
you
a geopolitical scale,
If you want to be neutral, the best way to be neutral is for everyone to think you're an idiot.
It's something that really scares me is that involvement. So we are looking at it like from a funny angle, the involvement with potentially the CIA, and I have no proof for this, but there is proof. There is in Secret Service circles there is a Club de Bern. It's literally a club of Secret Service agencies that meet and burn once a year.
At the exact exact same location every year.
They change the location for security reasons.
Yeah. Into the same hotel and burn all the time. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is it has been well researched and well documented by credible journalism. But there was a guy that ran the Swiss Secret Service for nearly 2 decades. And he's a dodgy cunt. He looks like a thin Tom Selleck, just like a massive mustache. He's allegedly really right wing.
Surprise, surprise.
But the mustache is a little gay. Is what you're saying. Okay.
He gets away with it.
It's a little left.
He has been convicted for a number of things. One of those things. I think he has been convicted for it. I have to be very cautious on this one. One of them is actually hiding information from the government itself. So it was about Cold War shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. However, every single time one of the mainstream media newspapers needs an expert on Secret Service shit, they ask that guy.
Oh my god!
Wow.
He's still there every single time. He just rocks up like out of the shadows. Like, oh yeah, I used to hang out in fuck knows where, Africa, and killed a bunch of people. And then, like,
Wow.
no, this is not how the CIA would do it. They would probably do it this. How do you know, cunt?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
What
funny.
is the Swiss CIA called?
If you knew we
something
would
very
have to
boring.
kill you.
I want it
It's
to be
called
cool.
it's called the messaging service. Which, the Nachrichtendienst.
Telegram.
Yeah,
it's the
no.
SSS, the Secret Service situation or something.
Secret Service.
Secret Service. That's what they should call it.
Oh,
The
man.
Secret Service.
It's Nachrichtendienst des Bundes.
Oh,
And now we're being monitored.
yeah.
No,
Finally, at least
Again.
we'll get
Finally,
a couple views.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Get some listeners on this.
Holy shit.
We're not listening.
Should we mention the keywords that will wake the CIA up as well?
No,
Like-
thank you. No, hold off. Thank you.
We've already done
Nope.
that.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
there's something else we should. Okay, all right, back to prolific pedophiles then.
There are so many.
But wait, do you think we've passed the age of
Pedophilia?
Jimmy Savile's? No,
No.
do you think?
What's his name? Who's the comedian who got Olivia Munn pregnant?
John.
John Mulaney. Why is he doing so many kids shows?
What?
Wait, what?
John Mulaney. Is this a hot take?
No, I'm just kidding. He's just done a lot of kids shows recently. I don't trust
Just
anyone
got out
who
of
does.
rehab. He
Does
needs
kid
an easy
shows.
audience.
Jesus Christ, man.
He's being harsh on this guy.
No, but
No, I'm a big fan.
See, he's investing in the future.
the thing, like, let me get
Ew.
further into the question. So, like, Jimmy Savile got away with it because he had all these powerful connections, and people were afraid to call it out and this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Could the same thing happen, or basically, have we reached an age where pedophiles have to at least, serial sex abusers?
No, I don't think so, dude. Because like, there's often this conspiracy that goes around. Tom Hanks, your golden child of America,
Oh shit!
is
Whoa, really?
I don't know how fucking far fetched this is, but there's a secret pedophile ring of Hollywood.
Is
And-
this attached to a pizza place?
Is there an expression? You've been
Yeah,
hanked.
it's owned by Clinton Inc.
You've been
LLC.
hanked.
Yeah, you. I know.
no.
Why would you create a slogan for that? That's disgusting.
Absolutely unnecessary.
When you walk through the door, it's one of these. Like,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
We were never able to interview Wilson. What would that ball tell us?
What would that ball tell us?
Oh.
Did it have a little?
They try to inflate it again, but the hole is there.
Maybe it had a little slit, but to make it worse, it's where the neck should have been.
No.
Yeah,
I'll never watch that movie again.
yeah. No, but I mean,
No, but now we literally have to go through every single movie that he's ever done and go like, did we see it?
The Terminal.
We
Okay,
would
but-
probably have seen
okay.
the signs.
all right. Let's just imagine you're the modern equivalent of Jimmy Savile. You want to be the most prolific, like, serial sex abuser in the world.
No, you don't want to be that.
Yeah.
How
No.
is it possible these days? That's the point, or have we passed the
I
point?
don't think we've passed it. People don't
Yeah.
want to see these things.
So
I think
still
so
it would
too.
go
This
under-
man had to die, and then we found out. And so I think perhaps we are in an age where we could find out while they're still alive.
Yeah,
Like
at
maybe-
least Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, that would
we
be pretty
found
cool.
out.
That would be
actually.
great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Harvey Weinstein was like the
What's
first
his
step, but
face? The guy,
He
Epstein.
didn't kill himself.
well,
Oh yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I wanted to see that man live and suffer.
he got got. He got got by the Clintons. It's my
The biggest pedophiles on
my
earth.
absolute favorite stories.
Oh, I know.
So great.
We are definitely getting monitored by the CIA after this.
I don't know. I think they're.
I do think that people in the end are cowards, and me included. Like, to really, these power structures give this false sense of security, I guess. And as long as you play along,
Yeah, okay. And there's also everyone wants to believe that they're not like we're all fucking animals. So under the right circumstance, like, you take away the food, we all start killing each other. And people, I think, want to believe
We'll start eating each other, Harry.
or eating, yeah.
Well, kill first, hopefully.
Hey,
Yeah, hopefully.
it would be great. Yeah.
This is.
But
I
so-
thought you didn't kink shame.
So
They- That's what the Japanese did in Nanking.
But my theory is that we're afraid of it because we don't want to look into our own darkness, basically. So, like the idea that this guy was this freak, and I mean, I'm trying to remember there was another. I mean, some of the things with some of the serial killers is where you dig into what separates this guy from the rest of us. And they do an interview and you go, this guy sounds like a normal fucking person.
Yeah.
Except that he hit his head really hard once.
Yeah.
Occasionally, he needs to go murdering. It's my murdering Saturday. It's like
just one bouldering accident, and that was
It's over, man. It's over. You don't even know what's coming next.
How many knives did you order recently?
If you were a serial killer, you'd be the castrator.
The castrator.
The castrator.
I feel like I'd have to murder not with force and then castrate after the fact, right?
Yeah, it'd
Why?
be like they'll find
Why?
the body with balls in its neck.
Don't
or
have, I
something.
mean, especially since my surgery, I don't have a lot of strength. So,
so poisons.
maybe poison. Maybe
Why have you thought
definitely
about this so
poison.
much?
I have thought about this, and I do listen to the podcast, and I think poison is a solid. It's a solid method.
There was
Why does my microphone smell funny?
There was a couple of there's been some cases of female serial killers who basically got away with it, and they figured it out after they died.
Yeah, hundreds of years later
Yeah.
sometimes.
There was, I think, one of these two women that ran a boarding house, and they were been killing old men for years. Like
The thing is, like, women
So
serial
great,
killers, like, are kind of like, oh, okay.
Are they okay?
Like, compared to men, like, men do the worst things. The most serial killers are men, proven fact. Women just kill men. I mean,
or maybe women are better at getting away with it.
have you ever heard of a woman serial killer killing women?
No, not really.
Point proven. Facts, ladies and gentlemen. Facts.
That's what they came here for.
I'm not, because there's been some very prolific nurses who've been offering patients.
Angels of death, yes.
And I'm
Ooh.
not sure if that's more men or women.
Why does that turn me on so
It's
much?
just, it's all power
It
play.
does. It,
Right?
it weirdly sexual, that isn't it?
It is.
It's like
This is
No,
our
go ahead, explain.
nope.
a powerful woman.
Don't yuck my yum. Fuck's sake.
That is
I'm
my
not
new
here to
favorite
kink shame.
phrase I've ever heard, dude. Don't yuck my yum. Why is that so funny?
Oh, fuck.
What's going on my gravestone? What's that? Yeah, go for it. You can.
Is this where the poison comes in?
Harry, you want some water?
I'm comfortable about drinking water now. Yeah.
How much time have we got here?
15 more minutes. We gotta.
Oh God, I gotta fill 15
Converse.
minutes. What kind of serial killer would Harry be?
I'm definitely a planner. I'm not a spontaneous
Yeah,
killer.
you're a
Those,
ga-
there
you-
are two different kinds. You would be a planner?
Yeah.
Mm.
I plan
Yeah.
most
You would
things.
gamify it. You would create a sales funnel, a serial killer funnel.
You've made it corporate.
That's what Harry would do.
Oh, that's dark.
No, I would go corporate on this shit. I would sell that skill as much as I could. I would go
Oh yeah.
Leon.
Oh,
I
you
will
become
go
a
Leon.
hitman for hire.
Yeah, full on.
Yeah, you're.
And I was thinking about I was thinking about
You can
a
make it an
story.
MLM.
I was thinking about a story how you could make this into a show. Get this.
You
Comedian
thinking about it.
traveling Europe. Yeah.
Oh.
Serial killer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a serial rapist who was a comedian in America.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I don't like that real story. I like,
No.
I like
Yeah, this one's more fun.
The-
Rather
the-
killing
yeah.
people than.
But I was just wondering also, like, if the comedian killer, let's assume he's a sniper,
What
right?
would you call him?
He's a sniper.
He's a sniper, so
Okay.
he shoots from afar. Like,
I have a feeling like serial killers want to feel the death. They don't want to be far away.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but when you go corporate, it's all about efficiency.
Yeah, sorry.
So
But then you're not enjoying the kill, and that's serial killer.
yeah,
vibe.
but have you ever enjoyed a job that you've ever done?
But he's got to have a
No.
he's got to have a
Yeah.
stage name like Johnny Snipes or something. Like he's
Yeah, fuck
telling,
yeah. He's telling
Yeah.
the audience
all his
constantly.
jokes are like,
And
if
he's-
you reverse them, they fucking tell how
all his
murder.
punchlines
Mhm.
end with the pink mist or something. It's like
Oh no!
It's like
Ew.
it's like
You thought about this too. You
way
fucking
too much. Way too much.
Have you ever
Surrounded by killers.
noticed when you beat a watermelon with a hammer? No, but to me, you've triggered it. I would be about industrial level death. I'd be selling like death camps to dictators. That's I want to be profitable and killing a lot of people.
English.
That is the most German thing you've ever said, yeah.
And I'm getting
It's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
I'm getting
It's
off on the
just like-
statistics. I'm like, oh, look at this.
Except there's bad customer service when you get there.
And then you
It's Auschwitz GmbH.
yeah, exactly. And then you have to call a hotline where
Yeah.
888.
do you think someone's trying to kill you? And there's a phone that you can call in the camp.
And when you answer it, you just die.
But you know the crazy shit though. I don't know if we've discussed this. IBM, International Business Machines,
Oh yeah.
apparently
Talk about it all the time.
supplied the counting machines that they use at the concentration camps, and they claimed
Willingly?
Yeah.
And they
Like
claimed
Hugo Boss?
they claimed
Like
we
Fanta?
we didn't know what they were going to do with these machines.
But it was specifically about counting humans.
Yeah.
And then also they had
To get into the club.
yeah, exactly. And then they needed maintenance every month.
6
there was-
million.
So the technicians
members.
rocked up.
Yeah, exactly. They would
Incredible
have to
turnout.
rock up to tune the machine.
So what you guys doing? Don't ask any questions. These guys are scary.
Bit of a strange smell around. Yeah.
How do they? Well, they're like, okay, guys, this is a bit of an odd job. Sending you to
It was
Germany.
booked as odd job.
What about the
It's just
sales
two
guy
interns.
that sold that deal? It's like, listen,
He was a cousin of.
we know you just don't eliminate people willy nilly. Like, keep track. You want to know when you're making progress.
It would be really great if the sales guy that had to rock up in Berlin HQ, if he was one of the members of the Bush family, just to really bring
He
that point
it all
home.
back.
might have been.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
comes the sales pitch in
Ah,
JFK's voice.
yes.
What's the Bush family connection to?
They were the bankers. Like it was the granddad
Oh, the granddad
of
of-
Grandpappy.
W or something. They made a fortune, basically harboring money for war criminals.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sounds
in-
familiar.
yeah. No, it's not that we are any better, but
The
you know, when you can
incompetency.
do it in New York, it's closer to the exchange. So, yeah, they made a fuck ton of money harboring cash for a bunch of industrialists and war criminals.
Shit, this is what I should have
Yeah.
told my son.
Why?
It's like don't get into dealing drugs. Look after their money for them. Like take care of the cash.
Oh yeah, just
Yeah.
Start.
Be
That's
the
where
shoebox.
that's where the real money is.
that's where the money is.
Be the shoebox.
Low risk because
Yeah.
you're 2 hops away from.
Yeah, you
Actual crime.
just take points from people that do crime.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, he'll probably get employed at a bank for doing that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So Christian, how did you?
It's an alternative medicine fund.
Alternative medicine. That's good. That's
It's
good.
all about packaging, man.
Yeah.
It's all about packaging.
No one asks me what kind of serial killer I'll be.
Well,
It's because you're all gonna die.
would you see yourself as an opportunistic serial killer?
Mine's all about spontaneity.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you guys.
you riff the kills.
Yeah, I riff the kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on.
any preferred approaches though? Like
I
what?
think just
From behind.
the more like I'm like the vamp, not from behind. I'm more like the vampire style, like charm them into somewhere.
They
and
trust
then-
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get that urge. I need to kill someone tonight. You
I'll
invite
probably
someone
get
around.
like a group of them together, get really close to them, even start a podcast, and then just murder them all afterwards.
Maybe
Right.
but
It's the
okay.
long
Wait.
game.
But I'm guessing there's something that triggers you to violence. So it could be you go around to Dean's, and if you don't say the thing, you live, and you didn't even know you were going to die.
Yeah.
Or you travel to Barcelona and then tell everyone on the podcast about it, and then it's gonna get weird.
Well, we already did that.
Yeah.
It's getting a weird, creepy vibe in here.
My favorite kind of serial killer story of all time was there was this woman who would invite people to stay at her house, and the bed was an odd shape. And then apparently, if the limb Like if one of your limbs were off the shape of the bed, it would be chopped off.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I don't know how. I think it might be
Did you make
myth.
that up?
No, for real.
Also, it had like a kind of a guillotine. Sorry.
What kind of person do you think I am that I'm like, oh, an odd-shaped bed, I would decapitate limbs.
This was oddly the creepiest thing that was said so far.
How can I fucking make that
There's
up
no
right
context. Where are we? When are we?
I'm worried
Welcome
about
to
the
podcast.
giant banana-shaped cushion now.
There's
It's
actually
odd
about
shape.
6 arms in there.
Yeah,
Formaldehyde.
Yeah. No, this has been great. Thank you guys very much.
This has been a weird one.
Any plugs?
Are we doing plugs already? Plugs, Miriam?
No.
You can follow Miriam's recovery. Do you want to? You should put your. You could make a lot of money on TikTok. This is something I wanted to bring up.
You've
with
always
you.
brought this up.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
I
want.
need help convincing her. We have a TikTok star on our hands here.
I don't have any understanding of why you think so.
Because you got the face, you got all the tunes like memorized.
That they do that to you. It's an abuse.
Or
I think the only problem is you can't make money off TikTok unless you get sponsors.
Yeah.
They don't do ads.
makeup sponsors.
I don't want to hang out with the children. I mean,
That was a test.
See,
You passed.
The way you
That's
said
a-
that,
that's a
sounds
sane-
like you
that-
want to hang out with the children.
That's the same feeling, though. It's good that you don't want to hang out with the children. I think
Thank you.
that's
That's a lot of
Very
self-control you got there.
yeah.
Plugs for me. No, I will be back in Amsterdam actually soon, guys.
wow.
Probably doing a show or two there. Not that anyone I know.
Got the bug.
Well,
I got the bug. I'm going back.
how about doing it for reals? Put that stuff on Instagram up front. Create some hype.
Yeah, create some hype for other people's profit. That's what I love about the
No,
comedy
it's for
scene.
your own profit.
That's about it.
Okay, cool. We're gonna hear more about Amsterdam soon. Cool. 17th, 18th, and 19th of May, we're gonna have the great Bilkja Babylons in Switzerland. She's gonna do Bern, Basel, and Zurich respectively. Links are in my bio on Instagram.
15th of May, next In Your Face, coming to Dali's, and this will come out.
Dali.
Oh wait, if we turn it around fast, tomorrow night I'm hosting Kontiki. I'm so validated. Yeah, Mr.
gonna be fun.
Bilge is on his tour of Eastern Europe, and so I step in on Kontiki, and there's just shows. Come to shows, look at shows.
Come look at shows.
Check out our link on
Come and be a
the
guinea pig.
XYZ pod. All the English shows are there.
True that. All of
If you're a
them.
traveling comedian, hit us up. We'll set you up with shows.
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 More
Why?
shows.